Many mothers are very good at giving advice. Many times we listen to our mothers, many times we don't. I have had the privilege of listening to a lot of what my mother said, and because of that, I have been blessed. So today I'm going to be sharing with you one lesson that I learned from my mom, which blessed me. It was a very simple lesson, and many people may misunderstand this, but the lesson was, don't listen to your friends. There are many lessons that I have learned from my mom, which have helped steer me into a direction where I can stand today and say, okay, this has really defined who I became. And one of them is when I was growing up, my mom said, don't listen to your friends. And I know that many people will smile and say, oh yeah, mothers always say that, like mothers. But the truth is, it's not about friends are bad, but it's just that friends' agendas are totally different. And if I may share a story from her life where her friends wanted geography. And geography, there's nothing wrong with geography, but my mom, her core heart subject would have probably been literature or media. But she took geography because of her friends. And she didn't enjoy her college life. She really didn't enjoy her, then she had to struggle a little more to find her niche. And eventually she found her niche much later in life. But she felt like if she had started earlier, she would have realized and she would have done better. Like many times she would say, I wish I had the opportunities you had. And even now for kids growing up, they have things like, they have media college, like BMM. I taught for a few years in Wilson, and teaching BMM, I remember looking at the class and looking at the syllabus and saying, wow, I wish I had a subject like this, or I had a college like this, which would teach me media. I never learned media. Everything has been professionally taught in terms of my jobs, or self-taught, like in terms of my art. But as time went by, I began to realize that, okay, friends are maybe not, maybe my mom's right. And when it came to a point where I had to decide which profession I wanted to, not profession. In college, in school, you could decide whether you wanted to take science or arts. So I think in 9th grade, they sat you down in the classroom and they gave you a piece of paper and you had to mark all the classes you wanted to take. Now, yeah, it wasn't a conventional Indian school, but the fact was that they gave us an option, and I did not check science or maths because I didn't like the subjects. I remember I had a few friends who said, come Sangeeta, sit with us and decide. And they all took maths and science. So if I had actually sat with them, I would have been miserable. But instead I chose studio art, which was like fine arts, and I chose pottery, and I chose music, and I chose English and history, and everything that I liked studying, And that set my life in a path that was wonderful. And that was really a lesson that I learned from my mom, of not listening to your friends. Now, I'm sure friends don't like that, but the truth is that you shouldn't always listen to your friends. You should listen to what is correct. And if your friends are, I don't think many people want to misguide you, but definitely agendas of your friends may be collective or hanging out, but it may not be for your joy or for your happiness, right? If I had listened to my friends, I would have ended up with science and biology and I would have hated it. Whereas when I didn't listen to my friends, eventually some of those friends came into my classes too, because they had chosen some of my classes. So I wasn't losing my friendship by choosing myself or choosing my choices. I was gaining. And the truth is, I've really had a wonderful education. Like, I've had a wonderful high school in Woodstock. I chose my college, and I had a wonderful time studying English there and doing my MA. And education has been so pleasant for me that I think the one lesson that I followed from my mother has really helped me. So I really want to share that with you today. Don't listen to your friends. Nothing is wrong with them. I'm sure everyone is good. But sometimes listening to your friends and not listening to your heart can lead you to uncomfortable situations. And the truth is that today I can say I'm a self-made woman because I made my choices and I was responsible for my mistakes and responsible for my choices. that's actually a wonderful thing, because it means that I got to choose what I wanted. And so today, like many people say, oh, don't you feel bad? You're so talented, you poor thing, you're not doing well in life, which I'm not really. If you really see how well I was doing when I was in the media, I'm not doing well conventionally, as people would say. However, when you look at when I wake up and when I look at my life, do I feel unhappy or do I feel happy? I'm talking about like job or my life. I'm really happy. And I used to often tell my mom, who would really want to encourage me, saying, oh, you should get a job. I think it is only now, after my mom passed away, that I understand why it's a good thing that I don't have a job. It's a good thing that I'm getting to do what I want to do. Because trust me, if I had a job, if I was in the media, I would have never written a book. I would have never learned illustration. I would have never drawn my own characters or come up with my own adult coloring book or come up with my own journal. That would have never happened. And so I think when I really think about the lessons that I should take from my mom, I think that's number one. Don't listen to your friends. Do follow your heart and do what's right for you. I wouldn't say, when I say do what's right, I mean like morally right, like don't do whatever you want. But be careful to listen to advice that may not be well suited for you. And so that is a lesson I want to share with you. I hope it helps you. I would love to hear your lessons that you have learned from your mom. This has really blessed me, and I will be back sharing more lessons. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for friends and family who've been there for us during this time. It's been a trying time, but it's also been a time of encouragement and really seeing the grace of God touching us and carrying us through all of this. So thank you for watching, and thank you for watching this long. And I will be back with a next lesson from my mom. Thanks again.